My name is Soni Aralynn, and I've been cosplaying for 10 years. I watched a lot of Sailor Moon, Power Rangers, Voltron, Transformers, and also my mom was into a lot of sci-fi and horror movies, so I would watch Alien, and I got into Stargate that way. And I guess over the years I just kept watching all these things, and later on I got turned into a geek. 2003, my friend, she had already been going to something called anime conventions. I had no idea what that meant at all. She invited me, she said, hey, why don't you borrow a costume that I made and come to this event with me? And back then it was cheap. It's not really cheap now to go to conventions. And I went there and I wore her costume, which was Barra Mode from a video game called Magna Carta. I went in and I was wearing the costume, and it was just like, everybody was so nice. They came up to me, like people who like were fans of the game, and were just like, oh my goodness, you look awesome, you know, how did you find out about the game? And it was just like it's like an icebreaker. And you know, sometimes being a geek, well, I think for a lot of people back then, it was hard to make friends. So going to a giant place like this where everybody is a geek and they're just like really relaxed and you make friends with other people, it was just like, right away I was hooked. Pretty much I'll be reading something, watching something, and I'll just be inspired, and then I'm just like, I gotta do it. Like this costume, I was watching Attack on Titan and I couldn't stop watching it. And I liked Sasha so much that, you know, I just had that moment. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that in 2 weeks, and I did it. What I like most about cosplay and what it does is I like meeting people through it, and I love the freedom of being in the costume, you know, like at Dragon Con you can just walk around and no one thinks you're weird, no one goes, what are you doing, you know, it's just normal. I want to get into making armor stuff. Really, I like a lot of MMOs and video games where they have like glowing swords and stuff like that, and I don't want to just like, you know, paint it. I want to be able to make it and then put electronics in it and stuff like that. I'm ready to go to the next level.